Every year, over 6 million tons of plastic waste are discarded, especially plastic cutleries. The amount of plastic waste generated continues to accumulate due to the increasing population and development, but eventually only less than 5% of the waste is being recycled. In addition, plastics contribute pollutions to our vulnerable surroundings every single day. They are not easily degradable as they take 500 to 1,000 years to completely decompose. These add to the density of landfills and pollute waterways. These materials also contain harmful chemicals that will pollute food, soil, and water, which cause negative impacts on living things. What would happen to our environment with the presence of the abundant amount of plastic?
Khady Bartan is also known as edible cutlery. The words came from India, as the original idea came from a researcher named Narayana Pisapati. These edible cutleries have the exact same function as the metal, wooden, and also plastic cutleries. But the special is it can be eaten as it doesn't contain any toxic ingredients and is mainly made up from wheat flour and oat flour. The objectives of our project are to make health benefits to the customers, to study the effectiveness of edible cutleries, and to limit the use of plastics for a better environment. We think that Khady Bartan could be used to replace the usage of plastic in the food industry. Besides, it will not affect our health as it doesn't contain any harmful chemicals. And lastly, it is made up of biodegradable materials which are environmentally friendly. Actually, everyone should use these edible cutleries, but our targeted consumers should be the hotels, restaurants, school canteens, and also the travelers.
In this experiment, we try to create our own edible cutlery using just simple ingredients which are already available in the kitchen. All you need are wheat flour, oat flour, sugar, salt, and food coloring. The steps are very easy. Let me show you.
First, mix 250 grams of wheat flour and 100 grams of oat flour in a container. Add 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt to give some flavor. Then, add water until your mixture becomes a dough. To create a more interesting product, you can add food coloring into your dough. The dough is rolled into a 1/4 inch thick sheet. You can shape the sheet of your dough into any shape of cutleries that you want. Preheat your oven at 190 degrees Celsius and bake your edible cutleries for approximately 25 minutes. When it is done, cool it off for a few minutes and your own edible cutleries are done.
Khady Bartan has a lot of benefits, and some of them are no chemical substances and no metal taste. As mentioned before, Khady Bartan is made up of flour and water, hence no additional substances and preservatives were added, making it absolutely zero harmful chemicals. Other than that, Khady Bartan also functions well, the same as other countries. As we can observe here, Khady Bartan is strong enough to hold up this piece of chicken. It also took almost 12 hours for it to turn into a mushy stick. For the first hour and a half in the water, Khady Bartan is still in a solid state. Besides that, the cost to make this edible cutlery is cheap, hence everyone is able to use it. Most importantly, Khady Bartan is an eco-friendly product. After each usage, you can put the edible cutlery on the soil and let it decompose on its own. We tested the rate of decomposition of our edible spoon compared to plastic spoon in the observation within 3 months. Within a week, the edible spoon already started to decompose, while the plastic spoon is still in a good shape. And finally, after 2.5 months, our edible spoon is completely decomposed, while plastic spoon is still there. And probably will take hundreds of years for it to decompose on its own. With this great capability, Khady Bartan will be able to solve the problem of overloaded plastics which pollute the environment.
We create a form to collect people's opinions on what they think about edible cutleries and how often they use plastic cutleries. The results show that most of them use plastic cutlery more than 7 times in a week, which is clearly not good for the environment. However, at the same time, the respondents give great responses on what they think about edible cutlery, which could replace plastic cutleries in the future.
In essence, with good improvement on innovating Khady Bartan, we believe that it could best replace plastic cutlery and it could be one of the alternatives to save the earth from massive pollution. That's all from us. Thank you and have a good day!